Hello and welcome to part 18 of the US Arizona 1/200 scale build. Models by Trumpeter. And we are currently up to, well, at the moment I thought I'd show you how I go about setting up the flags for the flag poles. Now, these all come as decals on here. And we have a couple of options. We have a straight flag and one with a bow in it, which is the one I prefer to use. Just shows a bit of movement. And what I do for this is I'll cut out the flag that I want, and then I'll soak it in a small bit of water. This, you can see I've already done one. And then I also get some aluminium foil, and I'll cut out a small piece of foil, and then I'll we stick the decal onto the foil, and it will look like, and that will look like that. Sorry, the colour's not too well. See that better. Closer. There we go. So now I make sure that's set properly, so I'll leave that for quite a while, a half hour or so. Then what I'll do is I'll cut around the outside of the flag with a pair of scissors, and then fold the flag into the two halves, and that'll be ready to sit on the flagpole. And the reason it's on foil is because I can bend it into the shape I need to give the effect of it either blowing in the wind or, you know, sagging down a bit, a rippled look. But anyway, that's what I use. Also for decals, which I've put on the ship already, there weren't many. All there was a waterline mark and the Arizona on the stern. I use Tester's decal set. I mean, most of these, as far as I'm concerned, are all the same. But usually I put a little bit down on the surface of where I'm going to put the decal, and then I put the decal over the top, and then position it how I want. Put another layer of this over the top, and then come along with a cotton bud like here, and just smooth it out, and then leave it, and that's done. That usually, and it has, because I'll show you a picture, it takes the shine off the plastic of the decal, and it sets nicely too. So I mean, you can use any brand. There's a wide range of choices. I think they're all the same, but anyway, that's the one I'm using until I run out. That's what I'm going to keep using, and that'll last forever. I've used about almost half a bottle, and I've used this on five ships. Yeah. All right, so yeah, we'll have a look at this flag. I'll just finish this up, and we'll come back and we'll see how it looks. Back in a second. I just thought I might as well show you. I've got some more there, so I've got the one to go on the front of the ship as well, and one to go up on the very top crow's nest. Need that as well. And that's all I've got. I don't know why they have decals saying wing, bot, bow, stern, they're numbered, but there's no place in the instructions for those to go. And why would you have those saying bow and stern? And maybe the Navy ones might go on the aircraft, but they don't, so that's a bit of a mystery. I'll show you something else I've noticed too. The kit also came with this. Now, these are all signal flags. So there's a huge selection here, and there's things like, turn, answering, port, deploy, fleet admiral, emergency, speed, Commodore, Red Cross. They're all there, but they're way, way out of scale. I mean, if these are supposed to be the signal flags to go on the ship, leave that up and have a look. There's no way in the world that they're going to sit on there. It's just the size of them. So I don't know the point. If anyone knows why they bothered supplying those, because I can't use them. Yeah, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, very strange. All right, so I'll get these ones all made up, and we'll have a look at see how they're looking when they're done. But yeah, if someone wants to comment down below about those signal flags and what you did with them, yeah. I'm just going to do all the rigging, so I'll run all the lines up there and all that. Won't have anything on them, of course. But yeah, anyway, back shortly. Okay, so I've trimmed up all the foil that was around the outside of the flag, and here it is here folded over, and ready to just let the glue set. And because it's foil now, well, I can just bend that to the shape I want after I sit that on the flagpole, and it will be looking good. Okay, I'll get on with the other two flags and we'll see what they look like up on the flagpoles. Hey, welcome back. I'll put a couple of pictures up of the flags that are finished on the ship, and while we're looking at that, I'll have a look. We'll have a look at the railings that I've started on. So basically, I've got to do all the way around the deck. So I've already put one little piece in there. I've just got to get these ones all the way around here and on the other side before I do the deck itself. Doing these photo etch railings is pretty simple, really. It's just a matter of getting the shape right. Just work out the length you want, and then I use these are quite accurate little ones here, and I'll cut off the length I need. And then to get the shape, I use a toothpick on this little mat here that's sort of a little bit soft foam. And what you do is you put your piece of photo etch on there and just roll across it with a toothpick. And as you press down, the more pressure you put, the more sharper the bend you'll get. And it's just a trial and error sort of thing. You just start off with a slight bend and then pick it up and compare it to where you want it to go. And then if you need to make it tighter or larger, you just make that adjustment. It's something you've got to work at really slowly, and when you do, you should get a finished piece that will sit in its spot just like that. Another thing to think of too is because this side is the same as the opposite side, except they'll be bent the opposite way, and sometimes it's easier to copy that piece because these can be there's a correct way around for these railings. So, for instance, there's a top and a bottom. You've got to look very carefully, and the top of the center rails just comes over the top. The center posts just come above the top rail, so that's the right way up. And there's also the correct way around, like this side or that side. One's a flat side, the other side shows more detail with the rail. So you've got to remember, if you're doing the opposite side, you've got to turn it upside down and do your bends and copy that piece. And then just set them up and then work your way all the way around. One of the problems I'm going to come across on the main deck here is these sort of protrude almost to the very edge of the ship, but they also go inside, to protrude in on the decking as well. So I'm not sure how I'm going to put the railings around here and around these. So I don't know if you can get in closer and have a look and see what I mean by how close these are. But you see these positions. So, you know, which side of them do I go on? And will they sit outside the railing or inside the railing? The pictures on the painting guide aren't really clear on that. So I'm not too sure. Yeah, the pictures don't show on the paint guide at all. I mean, you can see where the railing is, but the top-down view doesn't really, you can't see. In fact, I don't think the top view has the railing. Anyway, I'll have a look online and see how others have put this on. Maybe in the photo etch instructions, I'll have to have a review and go back and look at. But anyway, I'll work my way around here. I'll just quickly show you. There's one of the flags there. It's come up nice on the bow. See if I can get this view on the top. There's a flag up on the top there as well. There's a flag up on here, and down the back we got the American flag off the back of the ship. Alright, so I'll continue on with the railings. Also note that I've pre-painted all of these railings. Just fix that camera up now. So I painted them on here. It just makes it a lot easier. The only thing, you just got to be very, very careful handling it when you're taking them off, not to scratch the paint off, and when you're handling them with the tweezers. But it's not usually a problem. I did put a good solid undercoat on them and a good thick 2 layers of paint. So it'll take a bit to scratch, and plus you can always just go along and touch it up anyway, so it's not an issue. Alright, come back and we'll have a look at when I've got all this finished. Cheers. Okay, welcome back. Thought I'd show you from an angle here. Doing the railings, I've just got a little bit more to fit around the front there, if you can just see that. I don't know if it's focus or not. Bit of railing there. Just got to go down halfway along the ship there and I'll be finished all the way around. There's a little bit inside the top of the ship that needs a bit of railing, but that won't take long. And that'll be done. Getting close, and then there's a few little pieces which probably something to do with the lifeboats, but I'm not too sure They go in about 6 spots around the outside of the ship here. And then we're done. So the next thing I'll be starting on will be the rigging. I've managed to find a few photographs and drawings of the rigging online, so I'll be able to sort out all the flag ropes there and all the rigging up on the 2 towers. I think there's one that runs all the way to the front here, to the top of the flagpole. So I'll be using the easy line all over to do that. And that's it. So when I come back, we'll have a look at how some of this rigging's going. Okay, back in a second. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, I've finished the railings all the way around the ship. Thought it was about time we took in a good view of it all. So let's have a bit of a look. So the railings went on quite well, no problems there, no tricky bits really. There we go. Quite a lot on deck there. Flag at the top. There's an aircraft up on the turret there on its catapult. Go around. There's the plane on the back. Flag. Got the rudder on there with the props. So now what I was going to do was the rigging, but I need to do some weathering yet, and that would just get in the way. So decided to leave the rigging. Now that's pretty much the completed build. The next video, we're going to have to start on the weathering. And just set the camera up. And now a lot of the weathering will involve putting some salt marks on the hull, doing a bit of rust work where the water comes off the side of the ship. Not too much rust though, and then we'll do a bit of highlighting of some of the guns, some of the walls, and of course the turrets will have to be weathered. Again, we'll use panel wash for the weathering. I use a white, I've got a brown panel wash as well as black that brings out all the details. We've also got some SMS dark brown wash here. That'll be used maybe on some of the decking. Obviously the decking is looking way too brand new there, so I need to scuff that up a little bit. I do also use Tamiya's weathering master kits like these, and these include the rust and soot and snow. Obviously won't be using the snow, but the other two will be handy. There'll be a lot of dry brushing as I do along the retaining walls around the sides here, probably all the tops of the handrail areas. Just a little bit of a lighter colour dry brush just to bring out the highlight of that a little bit. The white of the superstructure towers here is going to have to be dirtied up a little bit, so we'll put a bit of soot and a bit of weathering up on there too. Probably some blast marks on the end of the guns. These white covers, although they look nice, and white, they're a bit too clean, so we'll dirty them up. Same with where the anchor chains are here on the metal of the deck. It's obviously going to be some rust marks and stuff around there where all the wear and tear has been happening. Obviously the rust marks running down the hull from the anchor areas, anywhere that water might come out, wash off the deck or off any of the holes in the sides here. Yeah, there's a lot of weathering to do. I would say that there'd be a couple of videos. We'll go through the process of all that. I'm going to put up a few photographs of this as it is before I do the weathering. Get some nice still shots of it, and then and play those as a bit of a slideshow, and then that'll be it. We'll move on to the next part. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you like the video, hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, and comment below whatever you have, ideas, suggestions, comments of any type is fine. And we'll see you in the next video, which will be the weathering, finer detailing. Okay, thanks a lot. See you again. Bye.